I am the terror that flaps in the night. I'm the... Oops. Wrong, dark, ominous superhero. Welcome to this week's episode of Character Profiles, as I take a look at one of the most popular comic book superheroes to ever grace the pages and the screen. The Dark Knight himself, Batman. Created by Bob Kane and first published on Detective Comics in 1939, Batman has been a massive success for 70 years, and he's not even close to stopping. But before we get into the history of this brilliant creation and his many interpretations, what about the fictional character? Though at night he is known as Batman, Dark Knight, Caped Crusader, what have you, during the day he is millionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. The son of Dr. Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, he lived a very happy life as a young boy. And until one night at the opera. After leaving a theater and entering a dark alley, they're confronted by a mugger named Joe Chill, who kills his parents. With the death of his parents, the only authority who shows any sense of compassion and comfort for him is James Gordon, the only non-corrupt policeman in the Gotham police force. He's also taken care of by his trusted butler, Alfred Pennyworth, who forever becomes his father figure. After a trip to Japan, in his early 20s where he was trained by a great ninja warrior, Bruce Wayne returns to Gotham, determined to end the city's crime rate. However, he needs an alter ego. In the version acknowledged in the films, he is portrayed as having a fear of bats, and thus decides to become that which scares him to fight the criminals of Gotham. However, in the original comics, he is inspired when a bat flies through his window one night. Dressing up as a bat and using his utility belt, Batmobile, and his own wits as his aides, Batman goes about each night fighting every criminal that crosses his path. From an environmentally insane plant woman, to a shape-shifting actor, to a chemically bleached, comical gangster, and his psychotic girlfriend, Batman has encountered villain after villain, usually defeating them in the end, all to avenge his parents and save others from having the same fate. Throughout his tenure as Batman, Bruce Wayne has also made friends as well as foes. A young orphan acrobat named Dick Grayson, whose circus parents killed, becomes Batman's first sidekick, Robin, before turning into Nightwing. James Gordon's daughter, Barbara Gordon, joins the gang, becoming Batgirl. Following Grayson was Jason Todd in the role of Robin, though his unpopularity with fans led him to being killed off. Todd was then followed by a street urchin named Tim Drake, who becomes Robin as well as a surrogate son for Bruce. With the character's fictional history out of the way, we then move on to Batman's interpretations throughout the year. When he made his first appearances in comic books, Batman didn't originally abide by his one rule, to not kill anybody. He killed criminals over and over again, and even used a gun at times. He was also more of a detective in those early comic book years. His popularity in comic books then transferred to the even more popular medium of television, the 1966's Batman. Starring Adam West, this show propelled the Caped Crusader into mainstream popular culture with its catchy theme song and inherent craziness. However, comic book fans were disappointed by what was on display on screen, especially when this became what many people viewed Batman as. Batman had become a joke in that era, not only with West's comical portrayal, but also with guest star appearances on shows like Scooby-Doo, believe it or not. For years, fans longed for their favorite superhero to be taken seriously for the dark, brooding protagonist he is. In the 1980s, comic book artist Frank Miller decided to do just that with the release of his graphic novel, Batman, Year One, and then later, The Dark Knight Returns. Both of them proved to be rousing successes, and their dark nature and serious attitude made it a huge hit with comic book fans. Their popularity led to Warner Brothers deciding to turn Batman into a serious, dark feature film. The director they hired to take on this massive responsibility was Tim Burton, a Disney animator who had already directed two successful live-action features, Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Beetlejuice. With that small filmography, he seems like an odd choice to make Batman a serious screen superhero. But with screenwriter Sam Hamm, he did just that with his gothic depiction of Gotham City and its dark night. However, there were roadblocks along the way. When Burton announced that comedic actor Michael Keaton would play the title role, there was a fan uproar saying that he was the wrong choice to play him. But with the release of the film, it quickly quieted down as Keaton proved to be the perfect choice to play the brooding hero and his alter ego, Bruce Wayne. Though the depiction to make the Joker the killer of Wayne's parents wasn't a strong one on Burton's part, the rest worked out nicely. Despite the presence of songs by Prince, it has aged nicely and still stands as one of the best Batman films to date. It's a worthy piece of cinema, incredibly entertaining, and a great depiction of Batman. With the success of Batman, a sequel was quickly greenlit, with Tim Burton directing again and Keaton donning the cowl and cape. However, at Keaton's request, the role of Batman was downsized to make way for the three villains occupying the piece: the surprisingly dark and unmarketable Penguin, the completely unnecessary and newly created Max Schreck, and the highlight of the film, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. While Batman Returns was still a great entry in the series, it was felt to be a step down from the first chapter, mainly due to how little Batman was in the film. So for the next live-action Bat flick, Warner Bros. Decided to make Burton a producer and hire a new director to helm the project, possibly to liven things up a bit from the bittersweet second film. In between the changing of directing hands, Warner Bros. Commissioned two animators from Tiny Toon Adventures to make an animated series of Batman: Bruce Timm and Eric Randomski. However, while the studio wanted an animated show spin-off as a way to entice more of the younger demographic, Timm and Randomski actually managed to create more of an adult show that took the character of Batman seriously, thus creating probably my favorite version of the Caped Crusader. With tremendous voice work from Kevin Conroy, terrific writing staff which included future Freakazoid and Lost writer Paul Dini, a creative team of animators from around the world, Batman the Animated Series stands as a massive achievement in television, managing to bring the dark demands of the Dark Knight to the screen with seriousness and depth. In fact, Fox even put the show on their primetime blog due to its popularity with older viewers. It was a brilliant series that even led to a theatrically released motion picture, Mask of the Phantasm. Like the series, this was a serious take on Bruce Wayne, fleshing the character out even more and showing how and why he became Batman. When the film begins with Shirley Walker's epic theme, you're ready to long for the ride. And frankly, I actually prefer this version over the other Batman origin story, but I'll get to that in a bit. Mask of the Phantasm led to two direct-to-video sequels, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, and Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. There were also two new series that premiered on the WB channel, the new Batman Adventures and Batman Beyond, the latter of which showed a new era to the Batman legacy when Bruce Wayne retires from crime fighting. However, it soon degenerated thereafter, unfortunately.